up to the roof, we've got the Race Tech roof vent and scoop, which I really like the way this looks on this car. It's very fitting for this thing. While we had the roof off, I made sure to install that and fit it around our new additional tubes here that we put here. So we have the traditional X in the roof with the gussets, and we have the other two tubes in there. That was part of the fix for that was approved by ARA to make things 100% legal. The issue was that this tube here of the X was a half an inch too much this way in this direction. They wanted these to be a little bit further out on both sides, and yeah, for that I had to do all this work, cutting the roof off, adding tubes, resealing it, which was quite a pain in the ass. But anyways, so yeah, that's basically what we're looking at there. But anyways, that's the roof vent, and still needs a drain hose to be routed, but it's got these almost look like factory Fiesta vents in them, so you'll be able to get some air directed. They function almost as a factory Fiesta vent would too as well, so it's kind of nice. This lower piece is actually all one piece, and then the upper part, you can see here, there's some screws here and here. So this upper piece is just you could just remove this, and then the vent itself from this point down basically is all one piece. We opted to glue this in with the same glue that we put the roof down with, and yeah, like that should be 100% watertight, not going anywhere. We ultimately did put a bead of windshield sealant around the outside as well. So other than water coming in the front and kind of maybe getting caught in there, that should go down through the drain tube and out the back, we're good on that one. It's a really nice piece. I really like that one. Moving on to more custom bits. So we're going to move inside the driver's side at this point. So here we had to do a number of things. Obviously you can see how much addition there is to bring the steering out here. We still have the quick release. I added a 4-inch NRG extender on top of their hub adapter. And then we actually have like a 3.5 to 4-inch dished OMP 330 mil steering wheel to also get that additional reach to her where she needs to be. Yeah, that's the first thing you're gonna obviously see here. The next thing that we did was really pedal set stuff. So you can see here we put a heel plate together. So this is 23 holes, all dimple dyed. They're facing outwards so that you have some grip to get in and out of the car. But ultimately, with having her come and test sit in the car, test fit everything, you know, this is roughly where we think we're going to be. We do have some adjustability, as you can see down in here. We have some adjustability out of the pedal box pedestal. So the pedal box is on a pedestal that makes it roughly the same height as the factory cross piece. And then obviously the heel plate sort of fills in that gap, so there's just a big air gap underneath. Footrest, same thing. Had her kind of get a feel for where she wanted. I measured the back of her foot to get an idea of where we wanted to put that. Clutch, brake, gas. Clutch and brake are adjustable. Gas pedal is not. However, the brake pedal is brake bias adjustable with a knob in the center console here, which is nice. And we have enough length in all of the brake switches, clutch switches, all the hoses to move the pedal set forward or back as far as the pedestal that it's mounted to will allow. Yeah, even in this, I have adjustability built in to allow it to sort of come closer this way. So can't really go much further forward at all. There is some adjustability to go forward, but I don't think we can go any further than about 1 more inch forward, I believe. So, but yeah, a lot of time into this piece right here, this piece right here, a ton of time into the pedal set, getting the clutch switch and the brake switch, both OEM switches, to work and operate as designed. So there's some work, a ton of work into that. You can also see fire suppression nozzle here pointed towards driver's feet and legs. What else do we have here? So we have 3D printed a trim ring to replace the air vent and put the headlight switch. There is a dimmer here as well that I don't have plugged in at the moment. We were actually trying to design something to put in here and have the switch out here, sort of in place where the vents are for the side. I can show you the other side what it looks like, but yeah, ultimately that's what we got for driver side stuff. One nice thing about sitting in the car belted up in this position, you have your main power switch, you got your car start stop button, you've got your horn, and a USB / voltmeter outlet to basically charge phones or just simply look and see what your voltage is. Nice thing about this is hit the key, cluster lights up, Ford logo pops up on the center screen, make sure we're in neutral, hit the start stop button, everything lights up like it should, does the thing, you get the chime, all the fun stuff. HVAC has just sort of been put there to fill the space and just not make it look so ugly, but that does zero function because we've got an aftermarket heater in the car. And yeah, the other thing, I should probably shut this off. Oh yeah, wanted to show you the center console. Here, little beep beep, that's the horn. And then I'm gonna shut this off. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The other thing that are within reach we have here in the center console that I built is your brake bias knob, the fire suppression pull, heater controls. This is basically your fan speed, positioning, and then heat. And then all the way in the back, more for cameras and things like that, you've got your factory USB ports and two 12-volt outlets as well. So it's nice to have all within reach. This empty space that I left here between the bias and the front is specifically for mounting a rally safe unit. This is a place where both driver and co-driver can reach it. It's also safer for the cables to not be routed. Normally they're over, a lot of people put it over here. I don't like putting rally safe over there for a number of reasons, mostly the cable problem. Co-drivers getting in and out, especially in a hurry, or crew people getting in and out, will hit or kick the rally safe, or can catch a wire, rip a wire out. I can't tell you how many times I've had to repair rally safe wiring while at a race, it's a nightmare. Best place to put it is in the center console. It's also within reach of both driver and co-driver for hitting the SOS button if needed. So God forbid there is an emergency, both driver and co-driver can actually get at it. So yeah, all thoughts. Got to think it all through. Okay, so shifter time. Let me show you what's up with the shifter. So traditionally, right, you have, this is the reverse lockout mechanism. This black piece, oh, not even on it, this black piece from here to here is your typical reverse lockout piece. And when you bring that over, you can see it hits the mechanism there. We've got it working so that it basically gets up in there and then it'll fall back in place, and you can basically just go right into first. So ultimately had to think this all through, because with the shifter extensions here and here to get the knob all the way in a place where she can reach it, we had to first come up with a solution for the pull here. So this extension, as you can see when I pull it back, we had to lathe down some of the material there to get enough travel for this to fall away from. This has the OEM spring in it. We also have a set screw in the back, simply just a bicycle cable and sheathing coming through. We've got another OEM spring down here in the bucket, and a different spacer here with, again, bicycle cable coming all the way down and around, set screw in there, lock nut here for this lower one just to help position this all correctly, and then Loctite on the threads between this extension and this extension. This went through a number of renderings and ideas and everything to make it finally function as OEM with the extensions. We did 3D print a number of bushings and test it a number of times and try to come up with solutions. But this is really sort of version 1 of what we think is going to work long term. You know, if we need to adapt something differently, I've already sort of thought up of a number 2 to incorporate something that clips into this, just like the OEM one does, making a bushing like this, kind of clip into this, having the set screw come straight down into that bushing, moving the spring from here to the top side of this metal bushing, and then having something sort of under this lock nut to keep the spring in place as well. So, you know, even though this is a fully functioning piece, I've already thought of how to improve it moving forward if we need to, or if forever there is another reason to do another shifter setup like this for somebody else. You know, we can sort of move in that direction. So, co-driver side, not really all that much over here. Nice and clean setup. Room for a triangle down here. Always needs to be a triangle within reach of the co-driver. Room for a fire bottle, handheld fire bottle, either across this here or in front of the footrest. Footrest is bolted down, non-adjustable. Same thing as the driver's side. Here you have nozzle pointing at co-driver's feet and legs, as it should be, and then really just a ton of space up here, which is really nice. Like I said, you can do fire bottle, you can do a helmet box, or really anything. You know, if we trim this piece back quite a bit more and open this space up, get rid of all this plastic trim, initially I didn't want to take too much away, but you know, basically I would probably trim this all the way back to here, you know, where this taper is, come to here, kind of draw a line and get that all sort of cut out, take that all out of the way so you have access to stuff here. You do have your factory fuse box here that, you know, you may need access to, or crew may need access to, so that's you know, there and visible. But other than that, co-driver's side is pretty empty. One of the other things I thought about, forgot, was down here we have your line lock. So this is the parking brake. If you step on the brake pedal, you pull this up, parking brake. It actuates the rear brakes to prevent the car from rolling. It's kind of a nice piece. We have this same thing in Summit's Evo 10. Really do like this bigger handle. It's a nice piece. So that is the parking brake, and then of course we have your hydraulic handbrake as well. Nice nameless piece. We love that stuff. Back on the front of the car, we have, let's see, skid plate down here. This is the Argonaut Fiesta skid plate kit. It's basically their skid plate with Chaz tow hook point there, and their support bar, which we probably can't see. Yeah, you can kind of see it in there. Their support bar as well, and on the gas tank we have their Kevlar gas tank guard as well. Back under the hood we have some steel spacers on the engine mount to drop the engine a full inch. Mostly we were doing this because we were having an issue with the axle on this side hitting the bottom of the strut at full droop. And a number of people I know that, you know, build Fiestas, you know, primarily only ran and built Fiestas, were telling me, you know, put on the non-ST knuckles and drop the motor. So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up putting non-ST knuckles on the car. That didn't change anything with the axle and the strut contact at full droop. What ultimately helped that clearance was dropping the engine an inch, and I actually had to grind an angle to clear the bottom of the strut and the axle, and that angle that was ground into the strut, even with the 1 inch drop, still would not clear the axle. It was still contacting the axle, so there was no way around it. Had to grind an angle into the bottom of that Riger strut, which really hurt me. Didn't want to do that, but that's ultimately what we came down to. Another thing we did for quick serviceability, we put these numbers. So here we got 59, down there is 35. On these we got 55. These are all the torque specs. Over here we got 92. These are all the torque specs for these motor mounts. So nobody has to look them up, and usually our service areas are in places of zero cell phone service. So it's not like somebody, even if they knew what these motor mounts were, would be able to download the install instructions and find the torque specs in a timely manner. So useful, helpful things like that will help your crew, and it doesn't matter who your crew is. You know, they'll see that and they'll go, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. Let me check, let me torque them, we're good to go. So yeah, on a nut and bolt check, that's pretty much where you want to be. You know, you want to have things accessible and easy to work on, so that you or any of your crew can just do what needs to be done quickly. And that's pretty much a wrap on the Fiesta. Car's getting picked up tomorrow, and I've got to walk through obviously all the same stuff again with her. By the time this video comes out, she'll have the car for probably weeks, if not months, by the time I get around to releasing some of these videos. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to work on this car. It's very few times that I get to do all of this kind of work and kind of show my talents and what I can do, and, you know, basically make something like this all in one car. You know, a lot of times I have people come in for custom stuff here or there, but it's small items. It's not all in one package like this car has been. So that's been really cool, and I really can't wait for her to see it tomorrow. And yeah, see what her reactions are. So, but anyways, that's it. This is me checking out. Gotta go take this thing for some more test driving and make sure we're 100% for tomorrow. But yeah, if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe. I think that's what they say. And if you can, comment. We'd love to interact with our fans, our customers. You know, it's pouring outside. But yeah, hit the like button, hit the share, subscribe, get it to your friends. Let's get this stuff around.